I do want to ask somebody, a very special guest, to come forward and take a seat. Yeah, you can take your mask off. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Geoff Jackson. Hi,
Hello.
Geoff.
Hello, Gary.
How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm all right now. I was a bit nervous coming in tonight.
Yeah, well, a few people have been nervous actually. It's just strange doing this kind of thing.
It
After
is.
so long.
Yeah.
How have you been doing? Have you been keeping?
It's been an anxious time, really.
Yeah.
Keeping the health
Yeah.
straight.
Yeah.
Learning that I've pulled out of jazz largely,
Yeah.
but wanting not to.
Not to. Yeah.
And spending loads of time in the garden.
Yeah.
Gets my garden sort
Yeah,
of
yeah.
fully vegged out,
Yeah,
so.
yeah. That's good.
But tonight I've been able to talk to a few people that I really appreciate talking to. And John sent me this out through the post at no charge. Talking to you, talking to Matt, finding things out again. Brilliant.
It's just great to see. I mean, I know we haven't seen each other for over 12 months.
No.
And it is just great. And so when I heard that you was coming tonight, it was great. Great to see you.
You're very kind.
Great to see you. And you are here to give the new award.
Apparently, yeah.
The new Geoff Jackson Award, yeah, and that's we're gonna make that award after the. After
Is there
the
any
final.
particular band that we've got in mind? I think there is, isn't there?
I think there is, yeah. We'll sort all that out when it's time. When it's
Okay.
yeah. We'll
I've got my ideas, So. Yeah.
I mean, looking back at the festivals, you've been involved with the festival right from the beginning. Haven't you, right?
2010, yeah.
2010, and I've just looked at the list of headline acts since then, and
Yeah.
the artists that you've booked to come to Clitheroe has been pretty amazing.
It's been
really.
phenomenal.
I'm just going to run through them because I can.
Yeah.
Jackie Dankworth.
Yeah.
King Pleasure and the Biscuit Boys. Claire
Yeah.
Teal has been twice. Leanne Carroll. James Taylor Quartet.
Yeah, Buggy Weseltoft.
Absolutely. Dennis Rollins. Stacey
He
Kent.
was a gem.
Absolutely. Stacey Kent. Courtney Pine.
Courtney Pine was brilliant.
Courtney
I took
Pine.
him to Preston Jazz Festival as well.
Jazz Jamaica. That was a good gig.
Oh,
wasn't it?
11 of them, yeah. I
Jazz-
remember meeting him off the train in Clitheroe. They turned up with all the gear and 11 performers, and they had no lunch, and but they performed it. It was absolutely stupendous gig,
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing them quite a few years before at WOMAD, and it's a spectacle, isn't it? So many of them on stage,
Yeah.
and the life and vibrancy that comes out.
Yeah.
They were great, Jazz Jamaica. You mentioned Buggy Weseltoft as well.
Yeah.
How good was that? That was
Tremendous, yeah.
So-
Not everybody's cup of tea, but it got a good crowd. We got a decent crowd in.
It was, yeah, for sure. A little bit like Marius Nesset as well, and
Well,
I was no.
we got Maris Nesset about 5 or 6 years ago up at the atrium.
Played at the Atrium, that's right.
Yeah, and that was phenomenal, because it was a cosier environment sort of thing. Whereas,
Well, I didn't see Marius at the Atrium those years ago, but I did see him 2 years ago in here on that stage, and I thought he blew me away.
Yeah.
And I still think he's perhaps the best saxophone player I've ever seen.
yeah,
And to watch that in such a great venue as well, because it's not that big as the Grand here, isn't it? No, it's a lovely sized venue.
It
but
is.
It's not like the Albert. It's not massive.
No.
So it still feels quite cosy, doesn't it? When you need a couple of hundred people and you've got a great
Well,
atmosphere.
as Snake Davis said, it's the best venue, small theatre venue outside London that he played in. That was the truth. He said that, didn't he? Yeah, he did. You can quote me on that.
Okay. What else? I don't know. I'm stumped now. I was thinking about it.
Now, can you write that down, somebody, please? Gary Ward is stumped.
It's lost for words. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And we were just talking then about festivals in the future because
Yeah.
obviously you've got extensive knowledge of festivals gone, and we was talking about what is it going to be like after I mean this year and and from now on, things gonna change. I mean,
well, I'd like to hear from people personally about how things are going to change, because this has been a phenomenal experience for a lot of people doing it this way. I watched a lot of London Jazz Festival, and that was absolutely stunning, really, in many places. It got a lot of stuff on 606 and so on. So it's definitely going to be... some people are going to have to pick the best out of what's changed, you know. And I think festivals may get more or less back to what they've been, but there will be a 10, 15, 20%, 25% element of online stuff, because it reaches out to the world. It reaches out, and it's so uniquely creating. And as John Ellis has just told me, it's a democratic experience on its own. You know, people have really they pulled themselves out to do a decent job. You know, under bad circumstances.
I think you've got a point there. I mean, that could be a thing where you have actual live festivals, but also stream them as well. I mean, that could be another way of bringing in income for festivals as well, couldn't it? With the online work, you know, because some of the online streams, and including this one, might I say as well, are excellent quality. Aren't they? They're really good visually, and the sound is first class. Isn't it? And
I think the Arts Council are going to be interested in that sort of approach, personally speaking, but you never know, you know.
Absolutely. Speaking of the Arts Council, they've supported us again this year, and you was the best at getting the grants every year without fail.
They know it's a good setup here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matt was just telling me he's pulled the stops out for here as well. So, and Sue's pulled the stops out for the jazz club. You know,
the jazz club and the ground here.
Yeah, it's great, absolutely brilliant, all of it. You know.
Just cast your mind back over the years since 2010. What's been your
favourite element?
Favourite artist, first of all. Which act have you enjoyed the most? Which one's excited you the most?
Well, there's been a number, but I'll tell you. Aaron Gosh, when he did his gig with Blackburn Darwin Big Band,
right, yeah.
And Snakebite, the tune that he wrote specially for them to play was absolutely stunning. The whole performance, 2 hours, was remarkable. And I was meeting parents of Blackburn Band coming out of here. They're in the tears. Really, they were. It's so incredible, really. That, but he's such a natural performer.
Aaron Gosh.
Very honest, you know, is Aaron. Yeah.
For sure. Any funny, amusing incidents? I suppose when you're organising, you tend to not see the funny side of things until the festival's over, because you get that engrossed in it and you get serious. But
well, the outside gigs, the street festival on Castle Street, and some of my friends and some of my colleagues dancing in the crowd. You know?
I do remember you dancing yourself, actually, at the atrium on more than one occasion.
Yeah. You can take a risk, can't you, when something like that?
Absolutely. One of my favourite moments actually was many years ago at the atrium, and there was and there was a lady who used to come every year. I haven't seen her for a while. A little old lady, and she sat down all night. And at the end of the night, and I think the gig was the Dub Jazz sound system. And at the end of the night, her chair had gone, her sticks had gone, and her hands was up in the air. And it was just a wonderful feeling to know that you've touched people to the point of
they let themselves go.
Give them so much elation to let themselves go. Yeah. And I think those are the moments which are magical for me. You know, and there's been quite a few of those. Certainly quite a few of those here. I'm just checking time now. And
Bait Talascar as well, which you would have booked.
Bait Talascar, yeah, of course.
They're a band on their own, aren't they?
Yeah.
Keyboard player's a bit hard, though. No, he's a great guy.
Just for the record, the keyboard player is actually here at the moment as part of the team. Yeah, that's right.
He's a very generous man. Witness this hat.
Okay, we just got a few more minutes before Neutrino take to the stage. Do you know much about them? Have you seen them?
I've spent. I'm anxious to find out of them how they picked the name Neutrino. So you can be thinking about that, lads, while you're up there.
We can ask him about that later.
Because if you look the word neutrino up on the internet, it's like technical about neutrons and electrons and mass and all sorts. So
I think your answer might be along those lines as
yeah,
well.
I
Maybe.
thought it might be. Yeah.
Somebody actually did make a comment about that. I'm expecting quantum mechanical phenomenon. Next up with neutrino. And that was Steve Berwick commenting on that one. I thought I'd mentioned that one.
Yeah, but I've enjoyed listening to the 3 tracks on Facebook, and I think between you and me, I think you've probably triggered them into what they're doing. I'm guessing, but when they performed at Darwin Live and whatnot, that might have been the step that they needed to take. You know?
Well, I do remember because I do know the band, and speaking to Alex quite a few years ago now, and he'd started playing and jamming with some friends close by, and this went on for quite a while, and I kept asking him, are you ready yet to do a show? Are you ready to come and perform yet? Yeah, no, not ready yet, not quite yet, not quite, we'll be ready soon, and it went on and on and on. And so I think it got to the point where the Darwin Live Festival was just about to take place, maybe a month later, and I think I set the gauntlet then. I says, right, can we do it for then? And they accepted the challenge, and they did it, and they've been gigging ever since, yeah. And they take the sound, it's a very, it's quite a 70s kind of funky, groovy kind of sound, with the use of electronics as well, which is a very interesting use of electronics as well.
Yeah,
to make the sound right.
I'm anxious to hear him live. You know, that's the next trip for me. So
so it's Alex Roberts on the bass, James Robinson on keyboards. It's Michael Russell on the drums, and special guest who's been with the band recently, who's joined recently, and that's Blanty, and Blanty, solo performer in his own right, excellent acoustic singer-songwriter. I think how close are we doing? How are we doing? We've still got 4 minutes yet.
4 minutes.
We've still got 4 minutes yet, so we'll talk a little bit more.
Yeah. What's your favourite experience in terms of the festival?
For this festival?
Any?
Favourite experience at any festival? Oh, I don't know.
No, any Ribble Valley Jazz Festival.
Okay, I did mention the lady who got up dancing that time. I'll never forget that day when she just got up and she was quiet all day. And she struggled to walk.
I'll just tell you what.
Jumping up and down.
Yeah, I'll just tell you one other man, and that's. It's a bit odd this, but Blowjangles they do eat my heart out, really, because they're a genuine community experience. And I booked them to play at Erskine a couple of times, and they lighten up the crowd. You know, enjoy yourself, enjoy.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean, it's absolutely fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah, and Blowjangles again, friends of mine, Steve Shaw. Yeah, again, friends of mine, Blowjangles, and one thing about anybody can join. Anybody can join, and if you've got a saxophone, you can join, and if you can only play 2 notes, you're in there. That's it, you know, and they'll show you what to do, and they'll coax you into the. So you're right, a genuine community band, and they always bring life and fun to.
Well, Stephen Shaw used to work for social services, the probation service, as an officer. You know, I was a magistrate, and I used to get his reports and so on. So seeing him when he joined Blowjangles was a total thrill, you know. So
he might be watching tonight, actually, Steve.
I would imagine I'm on his list of people that watches him. So
if you are Steve, if you're watching, send us a comment on the
Stephen Shaw, please.
On the
Stand
list,
up now.
And if anybody else wants to make any comments, then I'll read them out as well. That's fine. Other great moments. I'm going to go and say there's been quite a few good gigs in here, hasn't there?
Yeah.
I'm going to say Marius Nesset again.
Yeah.
I know I mentioned him earlier on, but that really was tremendous.
Oh, it was. We got him first time round for a very minimal sum. Well, for him, you know, I think it was about £500 or £600.
Yeah.
But it mounted up over the years to this time round. To a couple of years ago, I can't remember how much it was, but
changed then. It was a bit more expensive.
It was in the thousands. So.
Yeah, a bit more expensive.
Yeah.